Most people are so shocked by this ownership that they are so much more gracious to you in whatever the circumstances are. And on top of that, you're not stressed. You're not,
Right.
white knuckling.
As you've navigated this new season in your life where you're still serving in these multiple hats and raising your family, supporting your husband, where was that seed planted from being an authentic leader, kind of, being leading with integrity, maybe saying, I can't do this, but I can do this. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I took an amazing class at the academy, a leadership class that a friend of mine, again from the lacrosse team, recommended me. And she's like, Jess, this class, it's called Transformational Leadership. It's way more than that. I really think you need to take this course. And she was so right because there are so many things that I carry over from that course into my leadership and then just my everyday life. And it was taught by Captain Carrie Granger, who's now Carrie Zeller, and she's an Academy grad as well. And when I got to my ROTC detachment in 2016, so 8 years later, this gentleman came into the office and he's like, hey, my daughter teaches this leadership course called Being a Leader and the Effective Exercise of Leadership. I really want to teach it at Colorado State, but I'm looking for someone to partner with, maybe through the detachment. Like, do you think anybody would want to co lead this class with me? And his name was Carl Zeller. And I was like, I think I took this class when I was at the academy, and it was amazing, and I would love to lead this class with you. And so, not only did I take the class at the academy, I also taught it 2 semesters while at Colorado State. We kind of made it an elective class, and we had several cadets and cadre go through the class, which was just an amazing experience because I think most of us know that when we have to teach other people something, we learn it even better than when we
Yes.
go through it ourselves.
Yes.
So the kind of the main takeaways I had were, 1, I kind of heard the definition of integrity. We all know the Air Force's definition of, like, doing the right thing when no one's
Nobody's
watching,
looking.
when nobody's
Mhm.
looking, but she kind of defined it more as both keeping your word and honoring your word. So we all know that keeping your word, that's easy, but what does honoring your word mean? And her framework kind of laid out honoring your word is as soon as you realize you're not going to keep your word, notifying the person that it involves, saying when you are going to keep your word, and then cleaning up any mess that you made by not doing it. So, a quick example would be, you're running late to a doctor's appointment, you get in the car, you realize, oh my gosh, I'm going to be 7 minutes late to the appointment. Instead of like white knuckling
Your steering wheel,
your
like,
steering wheel, you're like
yeah.
stressed, you're like, am I
Yeah.
gonna make it in time? And you feel guilty when you get there. You immediately call the office, you tell them, hey, I'm gonna be late to the appointment, I'm gonna get there 7 minutes late. And, I realize that this has an impact on you. Like, let me know if I need to reschedule, whatever it is, right? Most people are so shocked by this ownership that they are so much more gracious to you in whatever the circumstances are. And on top of that, you're not stressed. You're not,
Right.
white knuckling. So, and
So
then,
when it really takes you 9 minutes to get there, then you
yeah,
feel okay.
exactly, exactly. So
You ever do
hopefully
that? Like, the clock
overestimate.
says, like, 7 minutes
Mm,
and 40. You're like, I'm around down
my
7."
husband calls that like just math. I'm like, well, that's fine. It's fine. But, like, if you think about in the workplace, right? Like, you have an assignment, you have something your boss gave you, it's due Friday. You realize Monday, okay, there's no way I'm gonna do this. I can either stress about it, work super late hours, and, like, cause all this extra stress, and then maybe still not accomplish and get the work done, and then show up to my boss on Friday and say, "Okay, sorry, boss, I couldn't get it done." Or on Monday, you bring up the conversation, you swallow your pride, and you say, "These are my challenges." You manage expectations, and you guys together can, either reassign, get help, or bump the deadline, whatever it is. But now you're no longer living in this like fear of like, I'm going to be late or whatever. Like you're able to perform better. And so they, in the class, they talked about how with integrity, everything works. And they talk about the idea of like a bicycle wheel, right? There's spokes on a
Hmm,
bicycle wheel. And if all the
okay.
spokes are intact, it's going to run very smoothly, right? That's keeping your word and honoring your word. You're performing really well. Well, when you're not honoring and those spokes and you're not keeping your word or you're not honoring your word, some of the spokes are missing. So it's just going to be a little bit bumpier and things are going to get done, but they're not going to get done as well as they would if you were honoring your word.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this leadership lesson, watch the full episode by hitting the thumbnail here and subscribe now to get the latest episodes of Long Blue Leadership delivered directly to your YouTube feed or wherever you get your podcasts.